Yo, what's going on, guys? This is your boy Chris. Let's bring in this video. It's currently 4 o'clock as I'm making this video, so I've been up for nearly 24 hours. So if I do stumble over my words, maybe yawn in the middle of a sentence, or just repeat a lot of stuff, please excuse that. It is 4 o'clock, like I said. Been up for like 20 hours now, so without further ado, let's hop right into this video. This is a $1 wager gameplay with someone I met in the Enderod ETG community. His name is Cohesion. He followed me on Twitter, or I followed him on Twitter, I should say, because that scumbag didn't even follow me back, and we were playing wagers all day, but whatever. So we were playing, and then we're like, hey, let's play threes. And then we played with one of his friends, the Sniper X. I'm not even sure about his gamertag. Like, I don't know the whole backstory, so just don't judge him, and I'm not gonna judge him for his gamertag, but it's the Randy gamertag, right? So I just wanted to rant about some stuff as I was ranting on Twitter, and I just want to talk, I miss the good old days, and I want to talk about my biggest regret in life. So this will be kind of like a 2-part video, and that sniper kid just fucking shit on that guy. Holy hell, he had an M8 too, but whatever. So I just miss the good old days. I miss coming home from like 5th grade or like 4th grade and coming home having no homework, or like having a sheet of homework for math, and it would be like 3 questions. Just write some random ass shit down and then go play MW3 and Black Ops 2, and we would just fuck around and have a great time. We would trick shot, we would play pubs, we would have like little LAN parties where we would just connect like 4 Xboxes together and have like 2v2s in just S&D, right? I've always been a fucking S&D star. Just look at me, baby. My teammate just shot me, but whatever. Just look at me. I'm an S&D star. I'm born to be an S&D star. I've always loved playing Search, you know. Ever since I started playing Call of Duty, I always played Search and Destroy when I played Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 and MW3. Whenever we would fuck around and we would play just pubs, we would always play Search, because that's what I was the best at. And whenever I would get a 1v6 in pubs, dude, I would scream at the top of my little 12-year-old ass lungs. I screamed like no other, right? But I also miss the Ghost days. The Ghost was, if you don't know, Ghost was my absolute favorite game in the Call of Duty franchise as of now. And it wasn't even necessarily for the game. I mean, it was without a doubt my favorite game. But it just topped that year off. That year was probably the greatest year of my life. Well, my favorite. I made a lot of friends that year. Not necessarily like in school, but just like friends online, and I did a lot of stuff that year, and I had a great time. So if you didn't already know, I was a part of this stupid little clan, and it was called Rant. Now we had like 60 fucking members in Rant, right? There was so many people. There's like pub players, kind of how like Torch is now. Like we had like YouTubers, we had streamers, we had pub players. We had like 5 fucking competitive teams. It was crazy, right? So we would do that, and then there was like the group, like the competitive guys, right? We had Rain Weapon X, Rain Bad People, Rain Bad Feeds, Rain Navi, which is me. Actually, it's NAVEE. That was my old alias. So I was that, and then it was like Rain Resi. Which Resi is probably my best friend in this community. I wouldn't say probably, I'd say without a doubt my best friend in this community. He's the definition of a day one homie ever since I started competitive, which was in Black Ops 2, but when I really truly started was in Ghost. Like, he's been on nearly every team that I've ever been on since Ghost through Black Ops 3, because he doesn't even play anymore, so whatever. I just miss playing with him. He's probably the funniest kid I think I've ever talked to. And what's so funny about him is like his voice. I think he has the deepest voice next to Black. And yeah, I'd say him and Black have the 2 deepest voices I've ever heard. And they just so happen to be like 16. It's absurd just how deep their voices are, and the shit they say is literally the funniest things I've ever heard, and just tops it off because you wouldn't expect, "Hey yo, little nigga, let me suck your dick," or some dumb shit coming out of a deep ass voice like theirs. It's like, that's not really what they say, but like they say like stupid ass, immature, just the dumbest shit ever, right? Like one time I was with Rezzy and his friends, and we had like a rap cipher or some shit. Like we were all freestyling, and Rezzy was like, I call a hooker just to eat her boogers," and it was the dumbest shit I think I've ever heard, and probably the most immature shit I've ever laughed at. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it was that the most immature, but it was very immature thing to laugh at. And like I said, I just miss that whole group, the whole Rain group, with Remark and Sketch, or well, his name is Predictions now, but Sketch. And I just miss, like, before Wages. Like, Wages really run this community. I made a video about that, but now is about the time where I get into the biggest regret in my life, and that was quitting competitive COD to take lacrosse seriously. Now, if you don't know, I play lacrosse, and I was playing competitive Call of Duty, as I stated, and this was in, I want to say June? No, it was July, right? So, it was July, and what really started it off, it was when the Xbox One switch happened, and I was like, dude, there's not going to be anyone on the 360, which I was terribly wrong about, right? I don't even think anyone but the pros switched to the Xbox One at that time. I think everybody was still on the 360, but for some reason I thought everyone was going to the Xbox One. I was scared for my mind, right? So I was like, alright dude, it's gonna die out, like I need to find something new, right? So I got into lacrosse. I started making lacrosse, like, stringing videos and like tips and tricks, and literally the dumbest shit ever, right? I bought like a $120 camera from Best Buy, which was, I think it was actually, yeah, I made a video about it. It was like, I already fucking broke it. It was that, right? So it was a really bad camera, but I was making videos and I wasn't getting more than 15 views a video, right? I was getting like 10 views. And people from my school were watching them, and they were like, "Oh, thanks, bro." Like, people were, oh my, please excuse, this is probably oh, this is a rough round for me, but, alright, so, oh my, dude, I hate recording videos at 4 o'clock, whatever, we're gonna roll with the flow, right? So, I stopped playing Call of Duty, and started taking lacrosse serious, and I knew I was gonna burn out on lacrosse, and I just knew something bad was gonna happen playing lacrosse, right? So I wanna say it was in November, right? I started getting really sick, and about every year in like September, November, like that, like the October, November area, I always, no matter what, I get some kind of pneumonia, bronchitis, or just some really bad asthma issues, and just the worst sickness. I always get some kind of really bad flu that time of year, right? So I ended up getting the flu and pneumonia, I think. It was both. It was like the flu, and then it carried over to pneumonia somehow, so that happened, and then I was stuck on bed rest essentially for like a month and a half, because right after the flu went away, I got like bronchitis, and then after that went away, I was having bad asthma issues. So yeah, and then that's how I got back into Call of Duty. I was watching, this was when AW came out, and I started watching pros play, and ever since then, every single day I think about what would happen and where I would be if I didn't quit. You know, some of these people that I used to play with, like Remark and Sketch, like, they're making moves. Like, Remark is playing with fucking pros and mollywopping pros over on the PS4 and making all this kind of money, and you know, I can't be prouder than that for that fucking kid. You know, I love that kid. But yes, biggest regret of my life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't make the same decision I did. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, and follow torch_org on Twitter as well. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm out. Peace.